Hi guys, this is Letty. I have another video for you. I will be talking about, not when I glance down, I'm looking at my notes because I do forget things sometimes. This movie will be talking about, let me just turn this camera a little bit more. I will be discussing my top 5 favorite action movies of the 80s and the 90s. Now, this is in no particular order. These are just some of my favorite movies. I think they were well directed, well acted, and the action is awesome. Some of the main, well, the leading actors in these movies did some of their own stunt work. So when I get to that movie, I will address that. So I'm not sure about all, but I know one in particular. So when I get to that movie, we'll definitely talk about that. So number 5, and like I say, this is in no particular order because I love all of these movies the same. I don't have a favorite. Is Rambo: First Blood. It's the first movie in the Rambo series because there were several Rambo movies after this one. It stars Sylvester Stallone and Brian Dennehy. Sylvester Stallone plays like a troubled veteran. I think he comes to town. He comes to this new town. He's coming through this town because I think he's on his way to meet someone or he's looking for somebody. And he encounters Brian Dennehy's character, who's the sheriff of this town, and just for some reason, he just keeps harassing Rambo. He just looks suspicious to him, so he just keeps um, they've captured him, and then they just feel like he's shady. So the cop. So that's really the plot of this movie. But he doesn't realize, Brian Dennehy's character doesn't realize that this guy has a extraordinary background in the military, and he is trained. And I believe I believe this is the one that they say he's a Green Beret, and I mean he can basically survive and kill anything. Like he's like this one man that's a monster or something. So he can survive and he can take you down. So Brian Dennehy is maybe not ready for this type of deal. So it's really a very good movie. And they also, I think, at some point they have to get in touch with his commander or something. I forget the gentleman's name that plays his commander, but to help them to capture him, to help them to find him. So I mean, it's a really good movie. It's gritty. It's really good. So number 4 on my list is Die Hard. It came out in 1988. I didn't. Rambo came out. Let me go back to Rambo. It came out in 1982. So I was supposed to be giving you the years too. Die Hard came out in 1988. It stars Bruce Willis, Bonnie Bedelia. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I cannot think of it. Reginald VelJohnson, and then it's another character that's a media character, but I can't think of this gentleman's name. This is a movie about a cop who is going to see his sort of estranged wife. They're married, but they're having trouble. I think it had to do with her taking a job in another town. I think they're from New York, and she took a child. It required her to move, and he wasn't willing to move with her to for this job that she has acquired, and it's turned into a career. And she's living all the way out in LA, so they're on either sides of the country. So he goes out to visit her, and I guess he's maybe trying to mend fences with his wife, and then in the middle of this, he goes to her job. And during this visit, all heck breaks loose. These guys come in and they just take control of this building, and they have all these demands, and they take people hostage, and he somehow gets loose, or he didn't get they didn't notice him, and he's the only one that's loose. They was able to get everybody else, and they hostage, and they're in one area of the building, and he's off. He's trying to take them down, and that's really the plot of the movie. But it is so good. The acting is so good in this movie. Bruce Willis, this was like his breakout role. You know, once he did Die Hard and it was successful, he just became a movie star like instantly. So, because I think he had done television and then some smaller budget movies prior to that. So, this movie is very well performed. You really see him wearing down as he's trying to take down these criminals and keep himself alive, and then also he's worried about his wife, which is was taken as one of the hostages. So it's a lot of stuff going on here, but it is an excellent movie. Bruce Willis did his own stunts in this movie. um, he has some very dangerous stunts, and the action is just nonstop. Um, I like the character of Reginald VelJohnson, who plays the police officer that kind of helps to be a supportive, um, be a support to the Bruce Willis character. Because he's wearing down, he's tired. He's not getting a lot of support from the other the people, the police, the law enforcement. LA is not, LA Police Department is not, they're out there, but they're not really supporting because they don't know whether he's part of the bad guys or good guys. So they don't know what they don't know Bruce Willis's character. They don't know really police officers. So this is the one police officer that believes that, he's just genuinely just trying to help and trying to save everyone. So he's a very good support system to Bruce Willis, and I love the chemistry, their relationship. So anyway, very good movie. I recommend it. Okay, the next movie on my list is Speed. This movie came out in 1994. Now this stars Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, and Dennis Hopper. And some other good characters too. Jeff Daniels is in it. Morton guy, Joe Morton. I think that's his name. Joe Morton. Okay, so basically the plot of Speed is you have this bus that has been rigged by the bad guy, and basically 50 miles an hour. Once this bus hits 50 miles an hour, it activates the bomb. It sets it turns it on basically, and if it drops below 50, the bus blows up. So they have to maintain, they cannot let the bus be, it can drive from 50 and above, I think, once the bomb's been activated. So the bomb is activated once it reaches 50 miles per hour. So that is the plot of the story, keeping the bus going 50 miles an hour while they try to keep the passengers calm, and the bus driver is injured. So Sandra Bullock is one of the passengers that has to take over. So she winds up being the driver of the bus, and then the police officer somehow gets on the bus to kind of help and assist with what's going on, because I don't think they know about the bus bomb until the cop gets on. So anyway, it's a fabulously acted movie. Dennis Hopper is the villain, and he's a bad man. He is a lot of bitterness. He's very angry. Um, he he has been wronged, and he's taken out his frustrations on these innocent people, and the bus, is all linked in there together. So he's indirectly, we find out later what his previous job was and what happened with that. So I'm not going to really spoil that for anyone in case no one's seen it, in case you guys haven't seen it. But so that gets revealed later. The chemistry between Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves is pretty sweet, and it's pretty cute. And there's a lot of other things going on with some of the passengers on the bus that, when you're under that type of stressful situation, it's natural. They're normal reactions, and it's very well acted, very well performed. And it's sort of set up like it's three types of things, because once the bus situation is taken care of, then I think it goes to So it goes to another type of section, and then they're on the train or something. So it's kind of, I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm trying to go back to my memory, but it's pretty. It's an excellent movie. I recommend it. Check it out. My next movie is Total Recall. This is the one that came out in 1990, not the remake. I have not checked the remake. I don't know how it measures up to the first one. The first one was excellent. It was perfect. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone. Um, I think it's I forget her name. She played Melanie in the movie. I just cannot think of her name for some reason. And some other characters. The theme of this movie is what is real and what is not, because you're not gonna know. it's it's one of those movies, you're gonna have to stay on your toes and listen to everything you hear, and because you don't know who's real, what's real. It's a lot of double cross, backstabbing, you name it. You don't know who this guy had. He doesn't even know. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he doesn't know who he can trust. He doesn't know, he has no, he doesn't really know who is in his corner. So it's very, very well acted. Very, very good stunt work. I like the relationship that he has with his, there's a cab driver, and they have an interesting little, they form an interesting bond, and it's pretty interesting how that relationship evolves, but I won't give away too much. But basically he's a construction worker. This movie takes place, it's a futuristic movie, so the year that they're in the movie is 2084. So he's a construction worker. He's always felt that, and also his character has always felt like he was either destined for better, or he just, um, maybe there was something else more to him than just being the construction worker. And he's married. He's happy, but he's not satisfied. And he always has felt that something was bigger than himself that he was supposed to do, or maybe is already doing. So he goes to this place called Recall, and instead of taking vacations, they implant a vacation in your head. So he does this, and this sets off a chain of events that, you really don't know whether it's real or it's part of the implantation. So the movie kind of toys with you. So it keeps you on your toes, but it is an excellent movie. Great, I recommend it. My last movie is Terminator, the first one. This one came out in 1984. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. What better Terminator can you get than Arnold Schwarzenegger? So you got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. She's a very important character. And then Michael Biehn, I think his name was. He plays the gentleman that comes to rescue her. So let me set it up. So basically, this cyborg comes back from the future to the past to 1984. It's our present, but it's his past. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, the Terminator, comes in to basically wipe out the mother of their savior, the mother that's gonna save them from the robots, because the robots kind of turn on them, human beings, and turn us into slaves, and think this is the future that we don't know about yet. So Michael Biehn's character, I'm sorry, he comes back to keep Sarah alive. So Sarah, has these two men coming, and it's kind of scary because you don't know who she can trust. They both look kind of creepy, and be honest with you, in the beginning. So I mean, constantly, this Terminator, he will never stop until she's dead. Like he's been programmed to kill her, because her son, she's gonna give birth to a child that's gonna wipe them out eventually. So that's why she needs to be killed, according to them. So this is this is being explained to her by Michael B's character, and it is just like, what are you talking about, you know? So everyone is, they try to explain this to her, is just looking at them like they're some kind of weirdos, they're crazy. I think a psychologist comes in, I forget his name, he's been in several movies. He's looking at them like, what, you know, this is the craziest thing in the world. He becomes a believer later. Okay, so excellent acting. I don't think actors, like I said in my previous video, I don't think people get a lot of, give action stars credit for their acting skills, but they have to have good acting skills in order to pull these roles off, because it's not just dramatic actors that should be um, um, idolized and admired and awarded the drama Oscars and things like that. It should also be the action stars. Action stars have to act well as well, and have to have very good acting, because these roles cannot be pulled off by someone that can't act. You can do an action movie and it's dumb and it's not really, there's no substance, but it's just not going to be the same type of movie. You have these great movies that are acted well. Arnold Schwarzenegger is he is scary. He is terrifying. I mean, to see him and he is just still looking for this woman. He'll never give up. And it is just, I cannot even imagine. Like, oh my God, somebody that's after you like that. And he can mimic voices. He can try to get information on you. He can track you down in all kind of ways that you have never even thought about. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you go because I'm over my time. And those are my favorite top 5 action movies. Check them out. Comment down below and tell me what you think about some of those. Are some of these your favorite? Have you seen them? What is your opinion on them? If you like the content on the videos, subscribe or give me a thumbs up or whatever. And I would like I like to hear from all of you. Um, and thank you so much once again for watching my video. And I will see you again, and you have a great, wonderful day.